compression and any questions, by the way, or you just want to see this? And then...
Do you use, if you use compression, do you use gain with it on the softer stuff, or?
Gain I set at the top of everything. Like once I get it to work in my dynamics, gain should be done. You know what I mean? If it's still too loud, then yeah, gain it down. And I don't know why, but compressors always have a gain knob on the screen.
Yep.
I don't want to boost my gain at the compressor. I'll just boost the gain on the input and deal with it once. Because I don't want a bunch of spots in the chain, the signal chain, to all have different gains. You know, I want it to stay zero for as long as I can. You know, I want one place to deal with my volume, you know? And gain is actually the signal strength. The fader is your volume. So you want the signal strength coming in really hot, and then you can manipulate it the rest of the way. That's why you have a soundboard, you know what I mean? So back to my microphone here. Check, check, 1, 2. So I'm gonna view my gate right now. Check, you can see this. I'm coming in at around negative 42. So if I turn this on, check, check, 1, 2, and set my threshold. See how that red meter there? I've set the threshold at negative 50. All right? So it's not going to engage until my voice gets over that. So, like right now, I've got it right up to my lips, but if I pull it back down here, I'm still talking, the microphone's not hearing me. So I've got to get right up on it before it engages, and it's annoying to me that somebody might start talking on a microphone and you're going to miss the first 2 or 3 words of what they're saying. So, goodbye, gate. This also has a ducker, which I don't think you need to worry about. And what the ducker does is it ducks one signal below another. And we use this in the theater world for backstage monitors. So if you've got a dressing room monitor and they're listening to the show, if the stage manager has an announcement or something, the stage manager clicks on their microphone, it'll duck the show signal by how much, let's say 10 dB, until the stage manager is done talking. When she clicks her mic off again, then the program level resumes to where it was. Hardly an application for that in this environment, but that's what that is. In case you're ever looking, you're like, what the heck is a ducker? Shouldn't need that in this world. So going back to the compressor here, check, check, I'll turn it on, set my threshold way low. See, that's the graph I was telling you about, the knee. And the knee is, where'd it go? Knee, right here. See how it's softening that slope a little bit? Check, 1, 2. See, I've still got the thresholds higher than the compressor will engage. So if I keep going down, 1, 2, 1, 2, you can see the red bar over here squashing my voice by about 6 dB after it comes in at negative 42. So you probably don't hear it right now. I'm just going to keep talking. 1, 2, 1, 2. You see how it opened up a little as I was talking. Now it's engaged. Now it's engaged. So basically, I'm just squashing my signal down. But that's an extreme compression. And then you can also, let's see here, the ratio right now on this is 3 to 1. So if I up this this goes up to 101, it's a lot, but 20 to 1. See how that graph there is really tight? 1, 2, so I'm just going to keep talking, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, check, 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 check. So you can tell by the way it sounds how much you want it to work. Now if I was EQing my own voice here, just to make like a little limiter so we don't blow the speakers out, I'd set it right here so that maybe most of the time I'm just compressing it a little bit. Maybe just do that on all channels so that they sound similar. But then if I come and yell, it protects your speakers. So that's what the compressor does. And what I've done on the subwoofers, check, check. I put a compressor on the output of the subwoofers to kind of make that tighter low-end sound. So I'll go back to my Michael Jackson here. So you can see I've got a got a compressor on the subs. If I disengage it, well, the song's ending. So I'm just going to really hit these subs here. Wait till the song to kick in and then. So I'm not even really hitting. Now it's hitting. Now I'm going to take it off. See that like thumpy sound? You can hear the wood being vibrated. And again, that's pretty extreme. But you want to go extreme and then bring it back. That's kind of my approach to audio design. It's like get it like louder than you're ever going to need it and then bring it back. In fact, at the Journey, they used to tell me, it's like, oh, it's so loud during sound check. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm going to bring it down. And then when you fill this room with bodies, they're going to soak up the sound as well. So I need that headroom, you know? But anyway, so I put a compressor on that. I'll probably put a compressor on the kick drum just to tighten that up and make it controllable. Is that making sense? Do these graphs and visualizations help?
Is everybody seeing like how to get to this stuff? Like knobs and a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
A good thing to know, you can always hit view to look at what you want, right? And then once you're in view, you scroll through these tabs. And one thing I do when I come to a board I've never used, I'm not familiar with, I just try and go and touch every button. Like, what can I look at? Where do I look at this thing? There's no harm in just navigating around. It's when you start pressing these kind of buttons that light up that you're going to start you start messing with stuff. But if you're just looking through layers, and also like it took me about an hour before I remembered you could do the layer, because you'll see a little 1 or 2 right here. There's a whole other layer of functionality there, you know. And a lot of this stuff, if you don't know what it means, just turn it off. And then if it sounds way strange, put it back. I'm serious. You just try stuff. You know what I mean? Well, maybe I shouldn't say just try stuff.
Yeah, thanks,
but
thanks, Fowler.
Maybe
yeah,
not,
right.
maybe not in the middle of the service.
Some of the more important
Definitely not in the
parameters
middle of the
that would hurt you, I'm going to lock down. And some of you guys that want to mix, I'll show you that, and it can stay locked until you need it. But I'll work on that this afternoon. But EQ, dynamics, the preamp, you should all be able to know how to use and be able to manipulate to get your sound right. Speaking of preamps, I'll go back to that.